Hi, I'm Ethan.
Hi, I'm Jackie.
We are Plan Well to Live Well.
And today's topic is Social Security, your planning tool for retirement income. So, Ethan,
Yes, Jackie.
oftentimes when we meet with our clients, they ask the question, when should I take my Social Security benefit? And Social Security, that benefit comes to you at age 62, and you can take it at your full retirement or your maximum at age 70. So, why would I want to take my Social Security at age 62? And there's a myriad of reasons why you would want to do that. So, let's talk today a little bit about the pros and cons of why we should take our Social Security early or why we should take it at age 70 at full retirement age.
Well, I would say number one, it is Social Security income. And if your budget says you need more income, then you need to take the income. But it comes with consequences if you take it early. So, when we sit together with our clients, Jackie, we normally review those pros and cons of, do you take it at 62? Do you take it at full retirement? Like, for example, somebody who's turning 65 this year and eligible for Medicare, their full retirement age is actually 66 and 8 months, which is when they are able to get their full Social Security. But normally people who take their Social Security at 62, I've noticed the bulk of the people is due to a disability. They can't work and earn any more income. I have very seldomly seen people take Social Security at 62 while they're still working. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, yes, you're exactly right. Because if you're taking it at 62, one of the downsides is 30% less than what you would potentially make if you waited till full retirement age of that 66 or at age 70, where the potential income could be 124% of what your projected income could be, that monthly income could be. If I were taking it at 62, other than being sick and having a disability, it also could be to pay down debt. If by chance, if I still own a mortgage on my home, I could still be working and using my Social Security income to pay down debt, or use it to put a percentage of it away into a savings account to help build up my nest egg. So that way, when I do fully retire and I'm no longer working, I have that little bit of a cushion in addition to my Social Security income.
Yeah, you make a great point, and that particular strategy, when it comes to Social Security income and mortgages. In my previous show, I told you that I like to share examples as it relates to my family because it's easy for me because I live it. I live with my clients as well, but the family, I live it day in and day out. So, my parents had a similar situation. They're right now in their early 80s. And when they were, 65 years old, right around the time of Medicare and retirement, they were basically saying, we don't want to take our Social Security because we don't want to pay that penalty. There's some, I call them whammies, penalties, but there are some consequences for taking early. We want to delay it. And my conversation with them and the strategy is, well, mom, dad, you're never going to be able to retire because you still have a mortgage, 15 years left on your mortgage. So if you keep working and you keep paying down your mortgage, you'll only be done paying at age 80. Do you want to work until age 80? And they both said, no, God forbid, we don't want to work that long. I said, so a strategy, even though there are some penalties associated with taking your Social Security a little early, or paying taxes on it because you're working, it's your money. It's your money that the government has been holding for the last 30, 40, 50 years. And it's your money that they're giving back to you. So the strategy that I use with my parents, which, Jackie, you mentioned about the mortgage and Social Security income, is that my parents worked, between both of them, they were earning about $100,000 a year together, working in their 60s. And then their Social Security is $1,000 each. So it's about $24,000 a year. So what my parents did with my strategy was that they really didn't need the Social Security income because they were working. So what they did is they continued paying their regular mortgage payment. And they simply took the entire Social Security check of my dad's and my mom's, that's totaled about $2,000 a month, and they added that to the principal. So yes, they paid a little bit of tax and a little bit of penalty, which we'll get to that in part of our show. I'll explain some of those consequences of taking it early. But the benefits of taking early overwhelmingly were much more beneficial than the consequences. So what my parents did was, because they took their Social Security, $1,000 each, plus their normal mortgage payment, they essentially were able to pay down their 15-year mortgage in about 5 years. So my parents were able to retire at age 70 instead of age 80 if they just kept doing what they were going to do. So that's my story, and that's one of the strategies of taking Social Security while working. And as we get with the show, I do like to tell our viewers about some of the consequences of taking early and then weighing out the benefits of taking it early.
And that's one of the things that a lot of folks that we talk to are very concerned about, having debt in retirement and not having that financial burden. So using this particular strategy, I like it in particular, especially if someone is sick and they're unemployed, or if they're in between employment, this Social Security income is a guaranteed income. So I couldn't imagine someone being during the pandemic and they didn't have an income, but they had their Social Security income to fall back on because it is a guaranteed monthly income.
So the first consequence, when you take it early, there is a reduction right from the top. There's a reduction of your Social Security income for taking it early. And then, depending on how much income you make, they can tax your Social Security up to 85%. And then you pay a tax associated with your tax bracket. And then the other penalty is for every $3 that you make, they take one away. So essentially, you could be making $1,000, but because you took it early, it could be reduced, significantly, but not too much. So I'll give you guys an example. It's $1,000 Social Security check. And then you're earning $50,000 a year, and the government decides that they're going to tax 85% of your Social Security check. So your Social Security check is $1,000. They will tax $850 worth of that based on your tax bracket. And let's just say your tax bracket is 20%. So $850 gets taxed 20%, which is about $170 in taxes. So your Social Security check that's $1,000 essentially gets reduced by $170 in tax. So you then end up collecting $830 in income instead of the original $1,000. And that's where you do the benefit check. If you need that $830 in income, and it makes sense to say, like, to pay down your mortgage, like Jackie explained, and to pay down some debt, well, that $830 is yours that you've been saving in your working life. So that's some of the strategies or some of the consequences with taking your Social Security early. Now, there is some income limits that if you're working but making less than $16,000, we can have some resources posted on our channel for you to go to the IRS link and Social Security links to see exactly what that income is. But if you're making less than $16,000, you won't get taxed on your Social Security. Or if you are at your full retirement age and you're earning less than $44,000 a husband and wife, they won't tax your Social Security either. So we'll provide those links on our show and our channel for you to be able to go and look at those resources. Hey Jackie, talk to our viewers a little bit about how they can take a look and see what their estimated Social Security would be at 62 or 65 or 68, and how they would apply for Social Security income and how all that process works.
So the question now becomes, how do I apply? How do I know how much money I'm going to be making with Social Security? So first and foremost, you want to go to the website, www.ssa.gov, and create yourself an account. Once you get to the Social Security website and you create yourself an account, there you will be able to see what your projected income is going to be at age 62, at age 65, your full retirement age, and what the income would be at full retirement at age 70. At age 70, you max out as to what you can receive in terms of your income. It becomes a planning tool. There's a calculator there, so that way you can potentially see, if I were to calculate over time what my potential income would be at 62 over my life expectancy. And right now, the average life expectancy for someone, for a male or female, is age 86 and age 85. So if you're taking your retirement at age 62 and you were to put your income in this calculator, it would potentially tell you what your potential earnings would be up to age 86. So that gives you a gauge as to how you can plan for your retirement, what strategies that you should be using, what are the pros and cons of those strategies. So that's one of the things that I like to sit down with our clients and just go over that, what they should be doing, or making suggestions and recommendations to fit their particular financial circumstance.
Okay, so Jack, I do want to make one more point that to our viewers, that there is a lot of confusion out there because there's a lot of information out there, and some of the confusion is around what does the Social Security office or the socialsecurity.gov website actually do. So at Social Security or socialsecurity.gov, that is where you would apply for your Medicare. That is the same portal that you would apply for your Social Security income, and that's the same portal that you can apply for your Social Security disability income. So it's very important to know that SSA.gov provides you the tools to do these three applications as needed. Now, I do want to make another point that we didn't really cover about spousal benefits. Spousal benefits can only be applied either by an appointment at your local office or by an appointment by phone with your local office. You could not apply for spousal benefits online.
Ethan, we unpacked a lot of details today as it relates to taking your Social Security income, whether it be at age 62, age 65, or to your full income potential at age 70. There's so much more that we can get into details with as it relates to your specific financial situation and what your goals are. I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, click on the calendar link to schedule a free information, no obligation consultation, so that way we can help you set up your account and we can help you navigate through the Social Security income process. And as always, Ethan and I want to thank you for tuning into the channel. And when you plan well, you live well.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.